Are you someone who's looking to increase their privacy on their smartphone? Are you someone who's looking for a fresh, new and different Android experience? Or are you just someone who enjoys open source software and wants it on their Android smartphone? Well, going open source on your Android device is a great way to do all of these things and more. In this video I'm going to give you 5 reasons to go open source on your Android device right now on Linux Lounge. Well, to start off with, it's important to clarify what exactly I mean by going open source on your Android device. What I mean is flashing an open source custom ROM like Lineage OS or some other custom ROM, and instead of installing OpenGApps or some other Google service installer, go with F-droid for your App Store, and of course sticking to open source software after that. What I don't mean is using a 100% Libre Android distribution. Getting a 100% Libre Android smartphone is near impossible without making some serious sacrifices. After all, a vast majority of drivers for Android smartphones are proprietary, so obviously you lose usage of that hardware. Well, either way, with that out of the way, let's get on to reason number 1 to go open source. Well, this is kind of the obvious one here, but it is still highly important, especially considering the highly invasive nature of smartphones. But of course, with the nature of open source software, there really isn't any room for spying. You can see exactly what the program is doing if you want. And of course, this remains true with Android open source software. Heck, you can even take it a step further and get software on your phone specifically designed for maintaining your privacy, such as encrypted texting apps and a mobile port of Tor. Compare this to the proprietary Android system with an always running Google service that may or may not be collecting data, a Facebook app that could be constantly listening for advertisements, and who knows how many other apps that sell on user data. It's clear to see that privacy is far, far better in the open source world. So I've kind of just put these two together as they are so similar, but these are two highly unexpected advantages of going open source. I mean, honestly, think about it this way. Usually when your device is running proprietary software, there's all sorts of things running in the background, namely the Google services. Yeah, those take up an insane amount of system resources for what they are. And with all the social media apps running in the background and all that sort of thing, you can bet your device is going to run slow and your battery life is going to be poor. But not only that, apps that are going to run on your phone that are proprietary are most likely going to be bloated and poorly optimized, thus running slow and hogging your battery. This is not so much the case with open source software. Most of it is very lightweight and won't run in the background unless absolutely necessary. This results in fantastic battery life and excellent performance on even the most low end of devices. As for my own experience, back when I used to use my phone with proprietary software, I'd have a hard time getting through the day on a single charge. Performance was, not great. But now I'm running mostly free and open source software, I can get through the day easily and performance is absolutely excellent. Now, this one you most certainly wouldn't expect, but indeed I've found loads of great open source software that's actually better than the proprietary alternatives, and a vast majority of it is incredibly easy to find thanks to the F-droid store. For software that is not available in the F-droid store, it's a quick web search away to find the APK file. I had to do this with VLC, for example. But as for software that is available, we have all kinds of things. Social media clients, music players, launchers, YouTube players, map software, radio players, RSS readers, video players, games, and the list goes on and on. There's even software available that would never be allowed on proprietary software stores, such as YouTube downloaders, for example. All in all, I will say the sheer amount of quality software that is available in the open source community is truly incredible, and can perhaps even rival that of proprietary app stores. At any rate, you'll have no trouble finding a program to get the job done. Naturally, since open source software is far less bloated, the file size of applications is going to be a lot lower. Now, this may not matter so much if you're using a phone with 16 or more gigabytes of storage, But if you're stuck with 8 or less, then proprietary software is going to be a problem. Now, how much difference is there exactly? Well, Material FBook, a open source Facebook client, uses 5 megabytes when fully installed. Mind you, this program is pretty much only a wrapper over the Facebook website, but realistically, that's all you need. Compare this to the official Facebook app, which is over 200 megabytes. That is a huge difference. Scale that difference up by all the apps you want to use, and that is a absolutely massive difference. Now, mind you, the difference isn't always this dramatic, but I'm yet to find an open source program that uses more than 75 megabytes fully installed. In fact, I have an insane amount of software installed, and I'm only using 4.30 gigabytes of storage, which is insane considering the fact I have a stupid amount of software installed. All in all, this is a big deal, especially if you're using a lower-end device with less storage space. Now, this reason may not matter so much to some people, and that's understandable. But I don't know about you, but ads quite often annoy me. On the web they're annoying, but on smartphones they're near intolerable. I mean, you've got those stupid video ads that you can't close until the video's over, those full screen ones that refuse to close a lot of the time. It's quite the issue, honestly. I mean, I'd have to say my biggest annoyance with ads is how much mobile data they consume. If you're on a limited mobile data plan, all those video ads are going to be wasting a significant chunk of that. Even if they aren't, the illusion of that happening is still annoying. This, for the most part, isn't an issue with open source software. Most of it is made by hobbyists, so making money isn't important. Thus, for the most part, these programs do not have ads. And if the programs do have ads, you'll be warned by F-droid before you install them, and even then the ads likely won't be as intrusive as they would be with proprietary software. Well, either way, for all the reasons I've discussed here and more, I'd highly recommend going open source on your Android device. It is, after all, a fresh and new way of using your device. And once you start using your device open source, you won't know how you ever managed to run proprietary software on mobile. Well, either way, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.